Hey guys, today I'm reading How to Sell to Nigerians by Akin Alabi. He's the author of this book and is the best-selling author of Small Business, Big Money. I do advise everybody who loves business and selling to get this book and read it. It's an amazing book. Today I'm going to be reading it. If you want to see me give away 20 copies of this book, right? I need this video to get to 1,000 likes. If the video gets up to 1,000 likes, I'm going to find a way to get Akin Alabi to personally autograph 20 copies of this book, and I'm going to give it away to people that like and share this video. So all you have to do to qualify for that giveaway is simply just like the video and share it and drop a comment, and you might be the lucky one. And if this video gets up to 2,000 likes, I am going to read the entire book from start to finish. All right, hope you enjoy. Let's read How to Sell to Nigerians by Akin Alabi. How to sell to Nigerians. Sell more of your products in the next 30 days than you did in the last 300 days, guaranteed. Akin Alabi, best-selling author, Small Business, Big Money. What people are saying about me and this book. Memorize every single sentence in this book. If you are someone already in business or have the intention to start one down the road, I recommend you memorize every single sentence in this book, or at least put it under your pillow and pull it out to read before going to bed and first thing when you get out of it. Listen, if making money from the business you slaved for in order to become financially free is your goal, Akin Alabi has gifted you with a book that will make that dream come true for you. That's how indispensable this book is to every small business owner. Dr. Sonny Ojiagbase, publisher, Complete Sports and Success Digest. Written for maximum impact in our unique markets. Akin has concisely unraveled proven strategies that guarantee positive marketing results. Through this book, his wealth of experience has been tangibly communicated with practical illustrations that depict his passion to impact knowledge on the new generation of marketing professionals. How to Sell to Nigerians is written to inspire innovation to the Nigerian marketer and for maximum impact in our unique markets. No one could have written it better. Moses Babatokwe, co-founder, Filmhouse Cinemas. Tested strategies and tangible recommendations. If anyone has proven that they can sell to Nigerians, it's Akin. I'm glad he's taking the time to share his tried and tested strategies and tangible recommendations in this new book. How to Sell to Nigerians has been written from principles to inspire innovation and help businesses maximize their impact in our markets. Shola Akinlade, co-founder, Paystack. To everyone who desires a slice of the Nigerian market, Akin Alabi has shown avidly his in-depth knowledge of the Nigerian consumer. This book is highly recommended to everyone who desires a slice of the golden pie, in brackets, the Nigerian market space. Dr. Kennedy Okonkwo, GMD, Netcom Oaks Limited. Strategy worked within 24 hours. After reading just a chapter of this book, I immediately summoned an emergency meeting with the customer service department of my company. I asked them to apply the lessons, and the next day, one of my customer attendants said, "Sir, this new strategy is working." This was less than 24 hours after our meeting. Gaius Chibweze, aka Bitcoin Chief, founder and CEO, Tatcoin. You won't find a better book on the subject. Akin Alabi is one of the best marketers in the world, and with his first book, Small Business, Big Money, he showed us why. How to Sell to Nigerians is even more insightful, practical, and seeing as we know the author better now from reading his first book, we can now intuit some of his ideas, away from some of the counterintuitive effects of some of his great ideas in the first book. The beauty of this book is that it is much more than a book on selling to Nigerians. It is a book on the psychology of Nigerians, in a way that you can apply it to influence people across different interests. As someone who spent time studying human behavior, I know this is a book on how to make Nigerians do what you want them to do without making them think you are making them do it. But to the specifics of selling, this is a must-have for everyone who's got something, anything at all, to sell to Nigerians. You won't find a better book on the subject. J.J. Omojua, author, Digital, The New Code of Wealth. Rich in information that helps business owners. Akin Alabi's writing style is unique and communicates rich, impactful messages in simple language. I consider this extremely important because data shows that Nigerians don't really like to read. Akin has found a way to distill powerful business and life messages using simple language and relatable stories, which means more people can read and learn from his writings. I personally enjoy reading Akin's books and always recommend them to small business owners and young people with aspirations to own a business. How to Sell to Nigerians is rich in information that helps business owners understand how Nigerians arrive at buying decisions and therefore increase sales exponentially. I highly recommend it to everyone in business or with aspirations to start one. Abiola Kazim, founder, Sports Derivatives. You have a lot to lose by not reading this. Akin Alabi provides a wealth of insight into strategic marketing and business success. One of the virtues I admire about him is his open-minded attitude in helping others to achieve success by sharing his wealth of knowledge. If selling to Nigerians has always been a puzzle to you, this book is the key to unlock his mysteries. You will learn strategies and techniques to sell to Nigerians successfully and profitably. You have a lot to gain by reading this book. You also have a lot to lose by not reading it. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, especially if you have products or services to sell to Nigerians. Adekola Oyategbe, Creative Director, MRL Productions. This book will change the way you see and do business. Doing business in Nigeria can be a tricky adventure. Understanding the mindset of the average Nigerian is key when it comes to doing business here. That is what Akin Alabi has done. Reading this book will change the way you see and do business. Angela Nwaka, co-founder, casinocity.ng. Everyone doing business in Nigeria should read this masterpiece. Akin Alabi is a walking testimony of what he teaches. He swam in the muddy waters, clasped the secret codes of doing business in Nigeria and for Nigerians early, became a success at it, then dedicated his life to teaching it. Everyone intending to do business in or with Nigerians should read this masterpiece of a book. Ayo Bankole Akintujoye, convener, Lagos SME Bootcamp. Great follow-up to Small Business Big Money. How to Sell to Nigerians is the perfect book for Nigerian entrepreneurs and anyone looking to do business in Nigeria. Akin Alabi taps into his experience as one of Nigeria's most successful entrepreneurs, having built a consumer-facing business from the scratch. This is a great follow-up to Small Business Big Money that would leave you with practical solutions to increasing your customer base and satisfying them. Ayobami Adekojo, Lead Strategist, Optimum Horizon Limited. To my late father, Chief Adediran Alabi, 1934 to 2019. Disclaimer. I am not a lawyer, but it is important I say this. This book and the contents provided herein are simply for education and general information purposes only. They do not and should not take the place of investment and legal experts from your lawyers and advisors. It is sold with the understanding that the publishing company and I are not engaged in rendering legal, investment, financial, or other professional service. Every effort has been made to ensure that the content provided in this book is accurate and helpful for the readers at publishing time. Also, this is not an exhaustive treatment of the subject. I have made every effort to ensure the accuracy of the information within this book was correct at the time of publication. While we try to keep the information up to date and correct, there are no representations or warranties, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, suitability, or availability with respect to the information, products, or services contained in this book for any purpose. Any use of this information is at your own risk. I do not assume and hereby disclaims any liability to any part of the loss, damage, or disruption caused by errors or omissions result from accident, negligence, or other causes. This book comes with a money-back guarantee. If you are not satisfied with the contents, you can ask for your money back, but we do not guarantee you will make any particular amount of money after reading this book. Many variables affect each individual's results. your results will vary from examples given. Get Altitude Nigeria Limited, The Learning Corner, the AkinAlabiLetter.com, and Akin Alabi Foundation will not promise you personal success. Get Altitude Nigeria Limited, The Learning Corner, the AkinAlabiLetter.com, and Akin Alabi Foundation have no control over what you may do or not do with this book, and therefore cannot accept responsibility for the results. You are the only one who can initiate the action in order to reap your own rewards. If you wish to apply the ideas contained in this book, you are taking full responsibility for your choices, actions, and results. If legal advice or other expert assistance is required, the services of a competent person should be sought. And I'll skip the contents. Foreword. Let me start writing the foreword to Akin Alabi's second book, How to Sell to Nigerians, by telling two illustrative stories. When we established our NGO, Success Attitude Development Center, and we started publishing Success Digest magazine, we began to attract patrons from all over Nigeria who wanted to own and run their own businesses, as we promised we would teach them. One of the things I was emphasizing to my new converts was that they needed marketing knowledge to succeed in business like they needed oxygen. I could have been talking to deaf and dumb people for all the attention they gave to what I was telling them. Teach us how to make soap and snail farming first, they chorused. After that, we will learn how to market it. Not too long afterward, they realized they had made the wrong choice. The soap and snails they produced were all over the place. But how were they going to fight off competition without marketing knowledge? The second story is about how I discovered that any business without a strong marketing team, different from a sales team, is doomed to struggle in the marketplace. Actually, marketing starts from where sales stopped. We were 7 years into starting our sports publishing business, Complete Communications Limited, publisher of Complete Football and later Complete Sports, when it began to occur to me that something was missing. I didn't figure out what it was until we were almost wound up by a bank to which we owed millions of naira. In the process of struggling to avoid bankruptcy, I got hold of a book that opened my eyes to the importance of sound marketing knowledge in running a profitable business that is the delight of their founders and the investors they bring into them. Why did I share these stories? It's to caution you not to treat this gift from Akin Alabi as a spellbinding novel written merely to entertain you. If you are someone already in business or have the intention to start one down the road, I recommend you memorize every single sentence in the book, or at least put it under your pillow and pull it out to read before going to bed, and first thing when you get out of it. Listen, if making money from the business you slaved for in order to become financially free is your goal, Akin Alabi has gifted you with a book that will make that dream come true for you. That's how indispensable this book is to every small business owner. Pastor Dr. Emmanuel Sonny Ojagbase, Executive Chairman, Complete Communications Limited, and Co-founder, Success Attitude Development Center, March 9, 2021. Introduction. I don't know about you, but I absolutely detest it when friends and family try to force me to buy what they are selling. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You are on your own, jejely, and a cousin of yours who just opened his clothing line comes to you. He is just starting out and he needs your support. You are a nice guy and you feel you should support him. It doesn't even matter if his clothes are of top quality or not. Nothing wrong with that. After all, we all need support. No one has reached the top without being assisted by someone one way or the other. No human is an island. So you support. His kind of clothes are not what you normally wear, but you support nonetheless. You get the clothes and give away or keep in your wardrobe, or at least wear them once to show your support. If the clothing are of top quality, you can even tag your cousin on social media so others can see. You mention him and his business to a few of your friends with the hope that they patronize him in future. You help in spreading the word. You have done your bit and you move on with your life. Few months down the line, your cousin comes back asking you to patronize him again. Heck, you are not too happy. You patronized him months earlier because you are a nice guy. You don't like what he's selling. Besides, you don't have unlimited money. There are other things to buy with your money. You politely turn him down and he sulks away. Then he's back a few weeks later. You turn him down again. You notice that he is not happy with you. Then he stops communicating with you. You see his post on social media with quotes saying things like, "He is not your family if he is not helping you," and "Don't put your hopes in people, even friends and family will disappoint you." The last straw that broke the camel's back for you was when you started hearing from different sources that your cousin has been saying negative things about you behind your back. Things that insinuate that despite your financial stability, you have refused to help him by supporting his business. Now, many people have gone through this. Different stories and scenarios abound, so it's not necessarily exactly how I described it, but in a nutshell, getting pressured by friends and family to patronize them. When they do not live up to expectations, they get labeled as bad people. Now that we can visualize this, I want you to turn. Now that we can visualize this, I want us to turn the tables. Now you are the business person. You just started that business. Maybe a clothing line. Maybe you started manufacturing hand sanitizers, or you opened a massage parlor. It is time to market, but the only marketing idea you have is selling to your family members. You have a cousin that runs a primary school, so you know he needs hand sanitizers, and you assume he should patronize. Maybe he even gave you his word that he will patronize you when you start the business. You have a close friend that loves fashion, and you expect him or her to buy your clothes when you start. That is fine, but what expectations are you placing on them? If they do not patronize you, would you label them as bad people? More importantly, do you have a plan of who to sell to apart from your family and friends? Are they your only hope? If you answered yes to that, you are making a big mistake, a massive one. You are making a mistake because depending on your friends and family to buy from you is not a good strategy. Don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong with telling your friends and family about your new business and hoping they buy from you. What you should not do is pin the success of your business on their patronage. It is not a wise thing to do. Begging people to buy from you is not a smart thing to do. You see it on social media all the time. Please help me retweet. My business needs your support. My customer may be on your timeline. Zzz. You can get lucky doing this, but the odds are against you. Rather than going around begging friends, family, and strangers to buy from you, what you should do is learn and deploy smart selling and marketing techniques that are guaranteed to work. The kind of techniques I share in this book. Techniques that are tailor-made for the Nigerian market. If you are a Nigerian business with Nigerians as customers, this book is for you. Also, if you are a non-Nigerian entity but have Nigerians or hope to have Nigerians as customers, this is for you. Nigerians are a peculiar set of people. What we buy and how we buy is different from what and how others buy in other countries. For example, Nigeria is a place where people buy money. Let me say that again. Nigeria is a place where people buy money. If you are a Nigerian, you would know what I am talking about. You probably have done it before. You buy newer notes of money and pay a commission on it. You buy, let's say, 20,000 naira, 100 notes of 200 naira. You then pay a percentage on it. There was a time it was 10% commission. Later, the standard became 20%. Today, I hear it is 30%. So you buy 100,000 naira with 130,000 naira. Isn't that weird? Do you know what they do with the money they buy? They give it out while dancing at parties. I have been to many places in this world of ours, and I have seen so many kind of business model, but this is totally on another level. How do you deal with customers that buy money but do not pay their rents on time? You need specific knowledge. Knowledge dedicated to that kind of marketplace. That is what I have served in this book. Go right ahead and dive into the book. Take notes as you read. All I need you to do after reading it is to apply what you learn in your business. Within a short time, the results will be so obvious you will be looking for me to thank me. If the techniques in this book do not work for you, feel free to ask for your money back. It comes with a lifetime money back guarantee. I am that confident. Your friend, Akin Alabi, founder, Akin Alabi Foundation. PS. If you are gender sensitive and political correctness is your thing, I want to warn you before you read this book. I have used he, she, him, her, him or her, he or she at different points in this book without any particular intention. There is a chance I used one more than the other. It was not deliberate, and it is definitely not a slight to anyone, only as a convenience. Thank you. PPS. As much as I could, I used the names of actual companies and individuals, and the details of actual case histories and examples. In a few cases, individuals' names have been held on request. PPPS. If you are a grammar perfectionist, you would not like this book. This is not an academic work, and I am not bothered with adhering to grammarian rules. I started some sentences with words like because, and, etc. I also used a few slangs and street lingos. I still haven't figured out the difference between will and would. Also, I did not give the manuscript to a professional proofreader or editor to make corrections. Pardon me, just focus on the business lessons. PPS. You have probably seen my copyright notes a few pages earlier. In case you missed it, allow me to state it here again, this time in simpler English. If you copy a single sentence in this book without my permission, I guarantee you would have a terrible legal experience that would give you nightmares forever. Peace. Chapter 1. How to make Nigerians want what you are selling. I want to start this book by sharing with you an experience I had in 2013 when I wanted to buy a house in Lekki, Lagos. I looked around a particular estate and ended up discussing with two different builders. They both tried to tell me why I should buy from them and not from any other person. The two houses were 5-bedroom houses with a boys' quarters at the back. However, one was priced at 115 million naira only, while the other was priced at 120 million naira only. They both tried to tell me why their own house was better than the other. They both claimed they used top quality building materials, while the other used substandard products. Now, I am not an expert when it comes to building materials, so I couldn't tell. All I was concerned with was how great it looked. Except a particular part of the building was physically dilapidating, I cannot tell which is which in terms of quality materials. After about a week of inspection and negotiations, I settled on the house that cost 120 million naira, the more expensive one. Why? One day before I made a final decision to buy the house, one of the sellers made me an offer. He noticed I was very concerned about the quality of the building materials and how long they would last. He made me an offer that if any defect comes up within a year in any part of the house, he would replace it for me, and if it is a structural defect, he will return the entire money I paid for the property. He was ready to put it into a contract. I couldn't believe it. This man was so confident about his building and he was putting his money where his mouth was. Our lawyers came up with the contract and I bought the house, the more expensive house. Let me tell you another story. In the year 2004, I advertised a seminar on web designing. I priced it at 15,000 naira per attendee. I put out an advert in a major newspaper. I rented a hall at Lagos Airport Hotel, Ikeja, Lagos. I paid the resource person who would teach the attendees up front. Guess how many people attended? 0. I was disappointed, naturally, but I did not give up. I went to learn more about what you will be learning all through this book. I learned about techniques of selling to Nigerians effectively. I reworked the offer. I offered free email consulting for 3 months for the attendees. I promised a CD-ROM containing 10 ebooks on web designing and also a web design software, which I downloaded online for free. I advertised in the same newspaper. I rented the same hall. The only difference this time is I increased the price to 25,000 naira. Guess how many people attended? You're right. We sold out and we had people at the door with their money begging us to let them in. What's the lesson so far? I will tell you. Permit me to tell you another story. Years back, I used to be a member of an association called Association of Information Marketers of Nigeria. As the name implies, it was a group made up of information creators and sellers. In case you are hearing about this for the first time, information marketers is a fancy term used for people who sell knowledge. I am sure you know people who sell products like masterclasses, tutorials, boot camps, seminars, audio teachings, and so on. It is a very simple but outrageously profitable business if you know how to do it. In fact, I started my business career selling information products. I've told that story over and over again, so I won't bore you here. No, I've changed my mind. I believe there will be many people out there who have not heard my story before, and I will be doing them a disservice if I skip it just because I assumed everyone had heard the story before. If you have heard it before, pardon me. I started my business selling knowledge and information. In September 2002, I attended a 5-day seminar organized by a man who later became my mentor, Dr. Sonny Ojagbasi, the publisher of Success Digest and Complete Sports. He taught me and the other attendees how to package knowledge and information to sell both offline and online. Let me digress a bit. I lived with my parents in Ibadan, Oyo State, at that point in time. The seminar was being held at Agor Palace Way, Okota, Lagos. I didn't have friends or relations I could stay with in Lagos, and I certainly couldn't afford to pay for a hotel. So I did something I think is a crazy thing. 99% of people wouldn't dare do it. I went to Lagos from Ibadan for 5 days. I would go to Iwo Road and look for the cheapest bus, Solue, to mile 12. I would drop at Sele bus stop and walk to Esuola Street off Agor Palace Way for 5 days. Nah, fam, that was really crazy. That is why I laugh when I put up a seminar in a town and people start asking, when are you coming to our town? Whenever I organize a seminar in Lagos, for example, they would ask, when are you coming to Calabar? Or, when are you coming to Aba? I ignore. I ignore because my belief is that if they find my teaching valuable, they should be able to come to where I am to learn from me. The hilarious thing is the day you decide to go to another town, those in that town will suddenly disappear. When you announce another seminar in another town, you hear them again asking, when are you coming to their town? The most hilarious thing though for me, when I put up a seminar in Lekki, Lagos, you wouldn't believe what some people asked me. When are you coming to Ikeja? LOL. Those kind of people, even if you bring the seminar to Ikeja, they will ask you when you are bringing it to Okwebi, Ikeja. If you take it to Okwebi, Ikeja, they would ask you, when are you bringing it to number 10 Okwebi, Ikeja? Don't be like such people. Go all out to get the knowledge that can help you. Anyway, where was I? Okay, after I learnt the business, I decided to launch my first information product. You see, before the seminar, I had tried to relocate abroad like most young Nigerians. I tried to relocate to Canada. I went through most of the steps but stopped when it got to the stage where I had to pay. I can't remember how much it was in 2002, but I know I couldn't afford it. If you know anyone who has relocated to Canada through their permanent residence immigration scheme, you should know the person is not poor. The person is not going to Canada for money. Such a person is probably looking for a better standard of living for himself and his family. Whatever. After the seminar, I brought out my pen and paper and created a guide on how to relocate to Canada. I went online to add more information and download some forms. I then took a small advert in Success Digest. It cost me 3,500 naira, which I consider my business startup capital. Sales came in and I kept repeating the ad. So I decided to create another information product. I had become quite good in the process of creating and selling information products. The product creation itself, the crafting of adverts and sales letters, the use of automatic email responders, product delivery, and so on. So I created an information product on how to create information products. Did I hear you call me smart? After that, I created more and more information products on different topics. I created products on web design, sales letter writing, business registration, girl toasting, food making, and what have you. I was having fun. Then I stumbled on sports betting. My brother Ayo asked me if I had ever heard of sports betting. He asked me if I knew I could bet on football without having to predict the scores. I told him no, but I thought it was interesting. He asked me to look for a Ladbrokes, William Hill or Coral shop around. I was in Milton Keynes and spotted a betting shop at the city centre. I went in, placed a bet and won. Placed another bet and lost. Then I won again, then lost. I found it very exciting. When I left that shop, I came up with an idea to create an information product on how to bet on sports. I created a 14-page tutorial, explained what it was all about and how it could be done online. I listed the websites that accepted Nigerian residents. I took out a half-page advert in Complete Sports and wrote a mad-ass sales letter. The product sold and sold. Made millions. After about a month, some of those who bought my information product came back to me asking me to help them fund the sports betting account they opened following my tutorials. They faced some form of restrictions making payments online. That was 2008. Making payments online was not as easy as it is now. I asked them how much they wanted to fund and I got responses like $100, $250, $500, $1,000 and so on. Then it hit me. Why do people need to transfer money abroad to bet? Why can't we have a sports betting portal in Nigeria? Then I started working on how to create one. That's another story for another day. I will write how I pioneered the multi-billion naira sports betting industry in Nigeria. I think I should title it the nairabet.com story. Or what do you think? Anyway, after I created the website, I sent a message to the database of those who had bought my tutorials on sports betting. It was an instant hit. The market was there. The want was there. All I needed was to provide them the service, which is one of the lessons I shared in my book, Small Business, Big Money. The lesson was, do not create a product and find a market. Rather, find a market and create a product to satisfy that market. Get the book for more lessons on that. Onward. How did I get here? Okay, I was talking about the association I belonged to, the Association of Information Marketers of Nigeria. Like most voluntary associations and NGOs, we needed money to run the secretariat and the operations. We suggested different ways we could raise money. The obvious suggestion was to tax ourselves. Our president, Dr. Ojiagbasi, opposed this. He said, since we are all information marketers, why couldn't we come up with an information product idea and sell? We went back and forth and came up with a solution. 20 members, I'm not too sure of the number anymore, I'm getting old, would donate their digital information products so we can bundle and sell. We put everything together as one package. The package contained 20 information products ranging from how to design a website to how to attract traffic to your website to how to write a killer sales letter and so on. The average price of each of these information products was about 5,000 naira. If I want to buy them individually, you would be spending about 100,000 naira. But if you buy the all-in-one package, you would spend only 4,500 naira. Dr. Ojiagbasi tasked me to write the sales letter. We put out the offer and the result was wild. The association made millions. We didn't need to tax each other anymore. Why did the offer sell? That is the lesson of the 3 stories I've told you and this chapter in general. The offers in the 3 stories were too good to refuse. Your job from now is to start creating offers that are so good and powerful, people will find it difficult to refuse. Offers they would look at and say to themselves that I've got to be an idiot not to take this up. The 3 offers are what you refer to as awoof. Nigerians love awoof. Nigerians love offers that look like they are ripping you off. Nigerians would rather pay more when they feel they are ripping you off than pay less when they feel you are ripping them off. Let me emphasize that last statement. Nigerians would rather pay more when they feel they are ripping you off than pay less when they feel you are ripping them off. It is not about low prices. It is about crazy offers. Nigerians love awoof. We love offers that are too good to be true. That is why we fall for funny investment schemes. Investment schemes you should slap a 10-year-old boy for participating in it. are being taken up by educated folks. That is why Wonder Banks fleeced a lot of people of their hard-earned money in the late 2000s. Later, MMM came. Educated Nigerians fell for it. Those of us who warned that this was a big scam were ridiculed for taking that position. They said we do not want the average man to succeed. They particularly hounded me being a founder of a sports betting company, NairaBet. I explained that when it comes to gambling, you know the risks of what you are getting into. It was never packaged as an investment opportunity. It is purely entertainment. One would think with the scam of Wonder Banks and MMM, Nigerians would stay far away from such schemes. Today, the year 2021, people still fall for them. Just this evening, I read about the cries of some Nigerians who got scammed by an investment skill called Binomo. While the perpetrators of these crimes should be arrested and jailed, we need to enlighten our people that there is no investment where you can just deposit your money and get guaranteed 300% returns, which these charlatans promise. Now, I am not trying to sell you on the idea that you should make outlandish promises you cannot fulfill. Never. I am only telling you to sweeten the deal you are making to your prospective customers. Whenever you are about to put out any form of promotion, be it radio advertising, TV advertising, flyer, in brackets, I do not like flyers anyway, they hardly work. You have to create an offer that will be too good to refuse. Do not be like most small business owners. What most people do when they advertise is list their products and their prices. That is why most people do not succeed. You can't act like the majority. In business, the majority is always wrong. Create an offer that would entice your target audience. Rather than just advertising your hotel and room rates and stating the standard things like everyone else, like air-conditioned room, adequate security, and other mediocre statements, why don't you make offers like book for 2 days and get the third day free? Or something like free taxi all through your stay. Rather than advertising that car by just posting beautiful pictures, why don't you make an offer that says free servicing for the first 3 months? Rather than just advertising that television set like everyone else, why don't you offer a money-back guarantee for any fault that comes up with the television? Before you advertise your business or any of your products, you need to ask yourself, what is the crazy offer you are offering? If you cannot answer yet, do not advertise yet. Everyone is out there selling normally. You cannot afford to join them. You have to come up with something different, a special offer. An example of making a powerful offer is what I did with promoting this book you are reading. This book comes with a money-back guarantee. If you are not satisfied with what you learn in this book, ask me for the money you paid for it. It doesn't matter if it's 20 years after you bought it. I will give you your money back. Do you know the best part? After returning your money, I would ask you to keep the book as compensation for wasting your time. How about that for a crazy offer? How to create irresistible offers that will make Nigerians buy from you. Creating irresistible offers is not as difficult as it looks on the surface. If you follow my teachings or if you have read Small Business Big Money, this will be a familiar territory for you. All you need is some smart thinking. I'm sure you can come up with irresistible offers. I'm going to share with you 3 techniques which you can use. Make a giant promise. Use free. Give a guarantee. Let's expand on these points. Make a giant promise. One of my teachers, an American, once taught me that the best way to build a business is to underpromise and overdeliver. What this means is if you have 100 promises for your customers, tell them about 70 of them. After they buy from you, give them more than you promised. He said it will wow your customers and keep them addicted to you. There is a lot of sense in this. I took this advice to heart and I applied it in my businesses. I, however, noticed that competitors that made bigger promises did better than I was doing. Although it is a sensible advice in general, it is a bad idea for the Nigerian market. In Nigeria, people love giant promises. Promises that look too good to be true. You should make giant promises to your customers. Let me give you a personal example. If you know me well, You would know I like to give personal examples and examples I can verify. I like to teach what I have done and not what I read somewhere. You know what most people do these days is read a foreign book and then start teaching you what they learnt. Beware of such people. Before anyone teaches you anything, find out whether he has successfully done what he wants to teach you. Beware of the fat person selling you weight loss products. Beware of the poor man teaching you how to get rich. Anyway, in the early days of running NairaBet.com, we used to make manual payments to winners. This took about 2 working days. Later, we automated it and started making almost instant payments. Almost in the sense that payments would have been instant, but because we have to run some checks to prevent fraud, it usually takes a couple of hours, and the most suspicious transactions could take up to 12 hours. Following the advice of my American business teacher, I decided to underpromise. I made a promise that payouts would be made maximum of 24 hours. I didn't want to promise instant payments because I knew some transactions would take hours. I thought if I promised 24 hours and delivered within a few minutes to an hour or two, customers would be wowed. But the reverse was the case. Our competitors started promising instant payments. I went ahead to register with our competitors. I created betting accounts with all competing sport betting companies. You should do that as well. You should patronize all your competitors to see what they are doing right and wrong. That's by the way. Sometimes I remember important lessons I feel I should pass across, so I chip them in at any point. After creating, funding and placing bets in these accounts, I made payout requests. Out of the 4 I tested, I got a credit alert after 2 hours from one of them. I got 2 more credit alerts from another 2 after about 6 hours, and then an alert from the last one after 12 hours. All of them promised instant payouts. I said to myself that customers will see through this and know I am the honest one. Unfortunately, our customers started warning us they would leave us. Many of them left because we did not offer instant payments. We tried to explain the situation to them, but they wouldn't budge. All they wanted to hear was that we were promising instant withdrawals. They were swayed by the giant's promise. I did not make the claim because I do not lie. What I did was work very hard to ensure we offered instant payments before I started making the giant's promise. My countrymen love being pumped up with promises. Nigerians would prefer someone that promised 100 and delivered 80 to the person that promised 80 and delivered 100. I have tested this over and over again. I believe this is possible because we have disconnected the buying process from product satisfaction. We see the buying process as a different event. Once the buying is over, we see it as a closed deal. The product satisfaction is another thing entirely. If the product can deliver moderately, most people will be satisfied. This is because people are used to buying products and getting disappointed. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting you deliver less than you promised. You should deliver what you promised. The point I'm trying to pass across is that you should not hold back when putting out your promotions. You should be bold with your promises. A product with a gigantic promise will sell better than one with an average or no promise. No matter what you are selling, you can find a bold promise to make. It is interesting because most times you don't have to look too far to find a promise. Let's say you make furniture. Normally, you would struggle to find a giant promise on the surface. I'm assuming your furniture is beautiful and will last long. Your advert can say something like, "You wouldn't be needing another sofa in the next 20 years. You then place the picture of the sofa. This timeless design combined with durability is all you need till your newborn baby graduates from the university. If the sofa lasts for 10 years, the buyer will be happy. This is better than promising it will last for 5 years, but actually last for 10 years. You see how easy it is to find a giant's promise? Most good sofas will last long anyway. How come no one is emphasizing on the promise? Business owners just assume people should see it. No, you should make the promise. Let's take a look at some other promises. Read this book and your spouse will never think of divorcing you. A book on marriage. Turn your child into a genius. Home tutors or courses for kids. 250% deposit bonus. Online casinos. Your money back if you don't quit your job in 90 days. A business opportunity seminar. Any girl that visits you will drop her pants when she enters your apartment. An interior decoration business. 6 packs in 90 days or your money back. Gym or personal trainer. Lose weight while still eating what you love. A weight loss product. Don't hold back. Don't be shy. Make that promise with your full chest. Use free. Free is the most important word in marketing. You should be using it in your marketing. It does not matter what you are selling or what market you are operating in. You can be selling something as basic as fruits or something as luxurious as Rolls Royce. You can always find a way to use free. If you take another look at the example about the seminar I held in 2004, you would see that the difference between the offer that failed and the one that succeeded is that one had free bonuses and the other did not. It has been proven over and over again that when you pile on free bonuses for your Nigerian prospects, they are more likely to buy from you. Now, I am not talking about unrelated bonuses. I'm not talking about bonuses like selling carton of fruit juice and adding bonuses of soap on it. That sounds ridiculous, but I see a lot of people doing it. Giving a bonus of t-shirts for buying a laptop from you does not make much sense. Although I agree that any bonus is better than no bonus, the best way to get results is to offer bonuses complementary to what you are selling. Take a look at that seminar offer again. I was offering a seminar on web designing. I didn't offer an unrelated bonus like free t-shirts. I offered a CD-ROM containing resources like software and ebooks that will help them create stunning websites on their own after the seminar. I also offered free email consulting. They could ask me questions about the web design issues they were having. Take a look at your products and business. What are you selling? What can you offer for free? It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money, but it must look valuable to your customers. My email consulting does not cost me money. It cost me just a bit of my time. The interesting thing is that most of the attendees did not bother me at all for that bonus. Your duty is to come up with ways you can use free for your offers. Let me give you some ideas. Free delivery. Offer to deliver what you are selling to their desired location free. Delivery fees sometimes put people off from buying. When a customer sees the price of a product he wants to buy, let's say the product is priced at 5,000 naira, and then finds out he has to pay an extra 1,500 for delivery, there's a chance he could be put off. In his mind, the price of the product is no longer 5,000 naira, but now 6,500 naira. Can you find a way to accommodate this delivery fee? Can you get your own motorbike so what you have to pay for delivery will be less? Or can you even just price that product at 6,500 naira and make the delivery free? Let me ask you, which one do you think is a better offer? Let's assume you are selling original iPhone chargers on your website or social media page like Instagram and Twitter, or even via WhatsApp broadcast. Offer 1. Original iPhone chargers, 5,000 naira, add 1,500 naira for delivery. Offer 2. Original iPhone chargers, 6,500 naira, delivery is free. The second offer will convert better than the first. Free servicing. If you are selling serviceable products like cars, air conditions, generators, etc., offering free servicing for a period will help make your offers more irresistible. You are only going to do it for a period, and since the product is new and of top quality, the servicing won't cost you a lot. 10 kVA diesel generator for sale. If you order today, we would install it for you for free and service it for you for 6 months. The interesting thing is that free servicing for 6 months for that type of generator will likely be once. Free consulting. I like this one. I use it a lot. I like it because it does not cost me money. It can cost a bit of time, but it can always be arranged in such a way that it won't take much of your time. You can automate it and you can hire an assistant to take care of your customers' questions and answers. Here are some other ideas. Free webinars, free test drive, free ebooks, free members area, free group, Telegram, WhatsApp, etc. Give a guarantee. After making a giant promise and loading your potential customers with free benefits, offering a guarantee will tremendously increase your chances of selling your products and services. As I wrote in my book, Small Business Big Money, no one wants to buy a product and get stuck with it. a sort of guarantee that they are making the right decisions will put their minds at rest. In the story I shared earlier about the developers trying to sell me their properties, what swayed me eventually was the guarantee. If you are buying a product and you know there is an ironclad guarantee behind it, you are more likely to buy. Offer your customers a chance to get their money back if things go wrong. Offer a money back guarantee even if it is for a limited time. I see vendors on social media putting no refunds in their bio. That is a very outrageous and dangerous thing to do. People are already skeptical about buying and you now want to make them more afraid. Never do that. You should always try to find a way to put the minds of your prospects at rest. Let's even imagine you do not offer a guarantee. There should be better ways to communicate this by putting it in your bio. But putting it in your bio is a no-no. But you should offer guarantees. Do not be afraid. Guarantees work. I know some people will take advantage of you, but the money your guarantee will help you make will be more than cover up for the idiots trying to take advantage of you. That is why I always tell my students to sell only quality products. If you sell rubbish products, your guarantee offer would backfire big time. Let's close this chapter by taking a look at some guarantees. Learn French in 60 days or your money back. Custom duty fully paid on our cars. Call us if customs officials stop you on the road. Do not pay us a kobo until you start making money with our Bitcoin formula. No mechanic worries for 1 year when you buy cars from us. Herbal drink from Osun State that guarantees rock hard erection or you get your money back. There is so much you can do with the above. On to the next chapter.